Hi there, it's Sam here, aka Remote Girl. You can know me from LinkedIn where I write about remote work, yet my niche is not remote work, it's the individual freedom. Today I would love to talk about what trends I see in the market and how do I expect the things to be evolving in 2023. And what are some kind of possible next steps for people to move in or to move out. First I would love to say that all this digital nomad remote work movement has two kind of streams. So there are people who are looking for like how they can advance their opportunities. There are people who are thinking that, oh, I have this laptop-based job, so I might actually be able to just move out to some other country possible and work from there. I could cut my costs, or I could improve the quality of life, or both. And yes, it's possible. So it's really cool if people are rethinking the way they live. I'm really happy for everyone who made a step forward to improve the quality of their life, or just like went for more favorable conditions. Yet, like many people think that, digital nomads are traveling every single week. It's not really true, so it really depends. I myself have a base for the past over 2 years in Tbilisi in Georgia. I love the country totally, and I can only recommend it to you as well. But I understand it's not for everyone. But I stay in Georgia for every year around 6 months, 7 months, and I travel abroad for the remaining 6 months. Because I just love to explore, I love to travel, and I'm not traveling anymore the classic tourist way. I rather travel for a couple of weeks to explore the area more in depth. And something I started doing lately, it's I'm not searching for the tips of what I should explore in the city or in the area, in the country anymore, and to the contrary, I leave those things there. So like when I was in Chiang Mai, I didn't visit the historical center, and or when I was now in Phuket, so I didn't go to those I don't know how is it pronounced, islands and all these surrounding islands. I was like, okay, I will just come back, and this is kind of like it shows me how the world is beautiful and there are so many places to visit, there are so many places to go, and I love to return to places I liked. Yeah, so this is a different approach actually to a normal tourist way. I think it's rather the belief, because most people be just traveling, for let's say a week. They end up in some resort, they're served everything. But this is not the way you can actually explore new places. So instead of distinguishing the world on your home and the rest of the world that you can visit from the perspective of resort or some hotel stay, so you can actually live like if you were home anywhere in the globe, even if you stayed for, let's say, 3 weeks, or even 1 week actually. So what I do, I totally keep my hobbies, so I just search for local gyms, which are offering nowadays daily or weekly passes as well. I keep walking around, I keep shopping, I keep cooking, if it makes sense. For example, in Thailand, the food in the restaurant is so cheap that it doesn't make sense to me to actually put the effort in and to cook, so I just go to restaurants. And I just live like if I was home, and I love this approach. It really makes you feel different. It changes the way you see the city. Yet again, when I was checking some data on the nomad list, so most people actually stay like 3 months in the location, and I think this is given the fact that you have the visa issue, so people cannot stay longer. That's why they come, they stay, and then they leave, or they come back later. Yeah, and so this is like kind of what's my prognosis for the upcoming trends, or for this year, what will happen. So I see again like two streams. First, like, you know, with remote work, people be complaining that some companies want to like push people back to the offices. So I think the reason is just because they have long-term contracts, and people who are usually forcing these people are the management, and they had certain, you know, expenses. So you cannot now say to the highest management like, oh guys, like, you know, these were wasted money. So you have a long-term contract with the office space and you just have to fulfill it. Yeah, and it looks a bit embarrassing to have the offices free. But yeah, like I think what's the most interesting for people, for the employees, is actually to give them the opportunity to decide. So if someone wants to move out, they can move out, and if they want to go to the office once or twice a week, that's I see that people just want it, and I understand, it's like fine. I used to have many socializing with my colleagues in the past as well, but I realized that I prefer to choose my socialization fully myself, and I'm the most socialized right now. Just because I choose my surrounding myself, but of course it required, you know, me to just to stay with myself and ask myself like, is this the surrounding I want or not? And yeah, I had to put the effort in. Yeah, but I think that there will be two streams in this as well, in the way we work. So, or rather three. So you either will have completely remote, you know, like teams. Second will be the combination now, so that people will have the opportunity to, and I mean like the remote teams are often also meeting on some stays, so it depends on the company culture simply. Yet what is good about it is that, you know, you have, because when you travel and when you're from abroad, when you have foreign colleagues, so what happens is that you add in new perspective on how things can be done, and like it really improves. I think it must really it must improve the innovations and stuff, because damn, it's like eyes-opening perspective. So this is very favorable, and it will definitely be a very good thing for new companies that wanna, or companies that wanna grow, and who wanna stand out. So I think like having international team is a huge competitive benefit. Second, I think it will be the combination of something that I am experiencing at the company I cooperate with Trustsoft. So people can choose themselves, which I find very, very favorable. So they can move out, they can stay in. You have foreigners in there. You have, which is great because like there's a lack of professional IT workforce now in the Czech Republic, where the company is primarily based in. So instead we're hiring from abroad. I find it so competitive. It's just really cool. But yet, like if people want to, they can just come to the office and they can work from over there. And then you will have companies that will force people to come back, or rather that will just hire people who will be working from the office. But you know, the problem is that since many people tried working from home, so then they feel like being forced, being babysitted, and they don't want to come back. You know, it's like if you have this urge kind of force, then you do not like it. It's like if you have to do something, it's like, you know, this bitterness, like when you wake up and you feel like going to the jail. And yeah, so it's like being forced to do something. It's not the you never will deliver the best result because it's through tension, and doing things through feeling free. It's different. So like, you will have different results, you will have different work done, you will have different perspectives. It's like, yeah, this corporate word, but I cannot say anything against that. It's like, whatever, it's not just way I do live and the way I could work. I could never ever just agree on this, and I'm sure that there will be many other people who have the same perspective. So like, such companies, they are so strict in this, they are losing the potential talents who could be cooperating with them and who could be perspective broadening. But they are like, it's like, this is the thing, so that people can still work remotely despite they liked office. They can go to a co-working space or somewhere else, and this can be figured out by a company as well. But people who want to work remotely and do not have the option to do so, they, even if they like go for an office-based job, they will sooner or later they will leave because they cannot face it. Well, so this, I think, will just continue to be this way, and it will just diversify even more. I guess that there will be more companies who will be asking for how to cooperate with remote workers and so on. So like, yeah, there will be more companies solving this as well. And that's kind of it. On the level of the countries, so you have these two trends. So either the country is actually like creating more competitive background to live in, or the more competitive rather conditions to stay in the country, because I think that the governments are realizing that people actually vote with their feet, so they're leaving the countries. And because if you can move abroad and pay lower taxes, it makes sense for you to move out. Or if you can have better conditions for your life while paying less, just like people want it, and people realize that they can actually do this. So what's happening is that countries try to be competitive. Like Georgia is trying to be competitive for years already. They have low taxation, they are low bureaucratic, and you can stay for up to 1 year without any visa. Then you can just make a visa run, like really just cross the border and come back directly. So I think that in the past, what was the difference is that people felt like, oh, it's too much, struggle to just move out. And now people understand that, okay, it's not that expensive. It's actually easy. I can just really literally pack my things into the luggage and I can go. Wow. And I know it sounds still difficult for some people. I would love to change this perspective for many, but it's really that easy. Actually, you can really move out, and yeah, it will require some paperwork. So what's happening is that you either have countries that are trying to be competitive over the others, and then you have countries that, to the contrary, are restricting you from moving out, which is the case of many European countries especially. So you have things like exit tax, where you have to tax your cash, the money you have, or if you have, I don't know, some investments, so you have to tax it before leaving, which is, it's just crazy. Or you have to keep reporting to your tax governmental office, even if you don't live there anymore, and so on and so on. And this is just so frustrating. And I think that this is, you will have these trends continued. I think that there will be more digital nomad visa, but I don't think that changing the rules over time is cool. So this will be another red flag for people to move in, changing regulation in Portugal and so on. So this is a huge red flag. So I think people will be looking for more kind of stability, or like you want to have at least the idea how or where will you have the opportunity to live in the next few years. So you don't want to change most people don't want to change their base if they move in with the whole family every year, you know. So yeah, I think there will be two of these major trends. So countries will make it either more difficult or easier, and they will want to attract foreign capital because people from abroad take their money with themselves and they spend those money in the new country. And thanks to this, it creates new opportunities for locals to open new businesses and services for these people. So I think these will be two more trends on the governmental perspective. And it's, I think, important to stay informed about these kind of trends. I will definitely keep posting about this on my LinkedIn. So I'll be happy if you follow me or connect with me, text me if we can somehow cooperate on this. And that's it for now. And next time I will talk about something else related to digital nomad life or this relocation stuff or Georgia, so on. So make sure to follow me for more information on this. Cheers.